TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, let me hear some damn noise! We are live this evening from 2300 in the heart of South Philly. Brought to you live on Title Match Network. Battleground Championship Wrestling proudly presents Opportunity Knocks. And that's exactly what's happening tonight. Once again, we bring to you Superfan Cody. That's right, Superfan Cody's back. Now, Cody, things didn't go as planned at the last event. You won the essay contest, but the Beastman had other thoughts about you reading your essay. So what we're gonna do tonight, put your hands together for Superfan Cody as he is going to sing our Pledge of Allegiance. Guys, Superfan Cody's a little nervous. We're live on pay-per-view. Can I get a Cody? Cody!
I pledge allegiance to the flag .
Got a full sentence out. As we welcome you into the 2300 Arena, South Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring at this time, he is all gas, no brakes. This is Traxx.
I have a feeling Traxx is not in a very patriotic mood. Perhaps we should be pledging allegiance to him. My name is Joe Dombrowski, here in one of the most famous arenas in all of wrestling. Tonight, Opportunity Knocks. We've got a sellout crowd. SRO signs went out early. We're live across the world on Title Match Network. And poor Cody, already the recipient of Traxx's bullying nature. And this poor kid out here just trying to show his love and show his passion for the game. Traxx, a walking bad mood, wants none of it.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring from Roanoke, Virginia, weighing 250 pounds. He is 2006 Hall of Famer, Tony Atlas.
Mr. USA Tony Atlas wasting no time coming down to the ring, but immediately this match is jump-started by a very aggressive and formidable and powerful Traxx. The bell has sounded. Of course, Tony Atlas, an absolute legend, former WWF World Tag Team Champion, won that title just a couple hours down the road with Rocky Johnson defeating the Wild Samoans. First African-American World Tag Team Champions in WWE history. And Tony Atlas still looks in incredible shape. Still has huge arms. Still works out all the time. He may not move as fast as he used to, but Tony, a force to be reckoned with. But man, Traxx came out here to play spoiler. Traxx came out to make a statement at the expense of this legend. And I'm not sure if anybody's going to be able to get in his way. Allentown, Pennsylvania was the scene for Tony Atlas's historic victory And check this out. Introducing Traxx to every single corner. And Philadelphia still loves him. Of course, you gotta think Tony, at one point in the future, will be inducted into that, Heroes of the Spectrum. Full Nelson now. Does Tony have the fingers locked? He does! Traxx! He's been...
Here's your winner, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas!
Traxx just got choked out! And Full Nelson closed off the carotid artery, and the USA chants go out in mass. I guess that's what you get if you interrupt the Pledge of Allegiance, right? Tony Atlas, Mr. USA, standing up for America.
You know, I'm an old man, but let me tell you something. I'm glad that I was born in the greatest country in the history of the world, the United States of America. And kid, let me tell you something. You listen to me, straighten up, son, straighten up. When somebody gonna do the pledge to the flag, I stand for the flag and I kneel for God. Okay, son, you gonna do that pledge and do it with pride. Come on now, y'all help him out. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. USA! 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 Thank you! Thank you!
There's been a lot of unique and unpredictable ways that a wrestling event has been kicked off here in this particular building. I would suggest perhaps never has it been as feel-good, as patriotic, and as traditional as it has been tonight for Battleground Championship Wrestling and Opportunity Knocks. Mr. USA Tony Atlas, one more victory in the city of brotherly love.
Let's hear it one more time for Mr. USA Tony Atlas and Cody.
Want to thank everybody across the world for joining us on Title Match Network. Our prior event, the Witching Hour, I believe set the record for largest number of buys in a Battleground live pay-per-view history. And hoping we can top that number tonight with the support of all of you great fans watching along from wherever you are across the globe. We've got a little bit of everything here tonight for you fans. Battleground Women's Champion to be crowned. Battleground Men's Championship to be decided. A very unique, what I would consider a generational tag team matchup we're going to see. And a whole lot more.
And you know we're just getting started as Opportunity Knocks continues with this next contest scheduled for one fall.
Oh, here's a double tough veteran kicking us off.
Approaching the ring first from Long Island, New York, weighing 190 pounds, BSK!
I guess I should say kicking us off with the formatted part of this program. BSK out of the Long Island, New York area. A very dangerous man. Last time we saw him in the Battleground, little over a year ago, he went toe-to-toe with Brian Kendrick. Kendrick's now the Battleground champion. BSK, I think, in his mind, maybe some unfinished business. We'll see if he can string together some wins and put himself back into possible contention.
And his opponent, representing the Librarians from Carson City, Nevada, weighing 185 pounds, Pretty Peter Avalon.
interesting. When Peter Avalon is in town, he may be known to some as a librarian. I've never seen a librarian dressed like that, but he is perhaps more well-known now as a wingman, as he enters the ring quite seductively. Peter Avalon has an aura about him. There's just an overwhelming presence. Maybe not in a good way. I'm not so sure. Peter Avalon, jack of all trades, a worldwide producer and wrestler, everywhere from here to China and all points in between. He's feeling himself right now. He's enjoying this moment. Center of attention. Not sure if VSK knows what to make of that. Well, Mr. Avalon very proud of his development, let's say. Both these men competing about a decade and a half. Young veterans in the prime of their careers. Peter Avalon now controlling in the early going with the hammerlock on VSK. Drop to old counter, great back and forth. Counter wrestling from both these men. Very technically proficient, technically sound. When it goes bell to bell, sometimes it's no frills when you're dealing with the likes of VSK and Peter Avalon. Avalon certainly loves the showmanship. VSK has been known to run his mouth a time or two as well. Nice escape by VSK back to his feet. A wingman versus a trustbuster. Couple of very underrated members of respective factions at one point in All Elite Wrestling. And Avalon snuck in the boot in the right hand, the resourcefulness and craftiness of Peter Avalon. A man who has acted in film and television, actually was bragging earlier about the fact he has, oh, look out, VSK went for a Hurricane Rana, Avalon slipped out. Avalon was able to shift his weight back, and VSK couldn't get that grip, and that comes through with a forearm. Standing drop kick now by VSK, who's been able to battle back. And into the cover for two. VSK spent the better part of a year as the TSW heavyweight champion in the Cincinnati area. Also the FWF tag team champions with Leo Sparrow, up and coming athlete whose name has been popping up everywhere. The SK looking for similar success here in the Battleground as distance creates opportunity. And VSK comes off with that European style uppercut. VSK feeling it now, takes a chance, but Peter Avalon seizes the opportunity. VSK through the ropes, was on the receiving end, back suplex, and Avalon finds two. Sometimes it just takes that one opening, that one mistake to change the tide of the matchup as Peter Avalon, the self-proclaimed biggest man in wrestling, and not so sure I want to endeavor into anything more than that regarding his opinions or thoughts on that. But I was mentioning a moment ago before the tide turn of the matchup, Avalon was bragging to me earlier today about the fact that he had helped train a former world's champion. And turns out that that was David Arquette. And into the guardrail. I should mention he trained David Arquette for his recent run in wrestling. Peter Avalon was not old enough to be training folks 23 years ago. Tide switches on the outside as VSK, no stranger to A right hand or a bent rule on his own right now into the post. He's been jockeying for position on the outside. Avalon able to turn the tides. VSK sprawled over the ring steps, now back in the ring. Avalon into the cover, hooks the leg for 2. Two men very evenly matched. Traveled many of the same roads. It could come down to who's smarter. Who's going to make that first mistake? VSK battling out of the clutches of Peter Avalon into the buckle. Avalon got the foot up right around the jaw. And back suplex, nicely done. Into the cover for 2 again. Avalon looks to be looking to prove something with these covers. There's not a lot of body contact, not a hook in the leg. Avalon's looking for style points. He's looking to show off. And now looking to take a chance. Moonsault, nobody there. Avalon came up empty. The air may have rushed out of his anatomy. VSK to his feet. For the ride, Avalon reverses. Another forearm takedown. VSK gonna chop down the Peter Avalon tree. Follow through. Series of strikes to the corner. Is VSK one step closer to victory? That full Nelson backbreaker. VSK looking to take a chance. Avalon is prone. Roll through, out of harm's way. Avalon went to charge in, hit the floor. VSK, the tope suicida. My God. VSK not wasting time. Follow through, frog splash. Shoulders down. Oh, not enough. I like the timing of VSK. Made sure Avalon was back in the ring. No wasted motion, no wasted time. A picture-perfect frog splash. Gave me shades and memories of Eddie Guerrero, but it wasn't enough to put away Peter Avalon in the here and the now. Sunset flip. VSK rolled out, got caught. Avalon created the distance, springs in with a crossbody. Is that gonna do it? Another near fall. Avalon at one point, he was originally trained by Scorpio Sky, among others. Make no mistake about it, this man can wrestle, machinations or not, air kisses or not. And this half Boston Crab, now that Avalon's got his other leg over and cinching this in, could spell the end for VSK. And quickly into the ropes. Avalon staying in that hold for as long as he possibly can, getting the most out of it. VSK the shoulder. Oh, went tornado DDT. Avalon planted his feet. And the momentum took VSK over. Avalon the Death Valley driver. And VSK kicks out again. And, well, I'm not sure that's going to help win a match, but sends a message of some sort here to South Philadelphia. Opportunity knocks. Pile driver coming up. VSK overpowers pretty Peter Avalon. A pile driver that time. Avalon used the rope to steady himself and nearly beat him. That technique, that finesse, from Peter Avalon led you less than 1 second away. And that look of overconfidence has given way to one of scorn and frustration from Peter Avalon. Could be looking high risk. Superplex, but VSK noticed the right hand was gripped on that top ring cable. VSK had to reset himself, made sure he didn't move until he did. Out with a power bomb. Avalon trying to hang on. Running into the backbreaker. VSK connected. And this could lead to Sunset Driver. VSK has done it.
Here is your winner, VSK.
After some 15, 16 months outside of the Battleground, VSK returns to South Philadelphia and scores a, let's be honest, a hard-earned victory. This was not easy. Not even close to it. But you gotta wonder what's next for the one and only VSK. First big win here in the Battleground. And Peter Avalon, well, time to go back to the library.
South Philly, let's make some damn noise! As Opportunity Knocks continues with this Battleground Women's Division match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, she comes to us from Belfast, Ireland. She is that girl, Myla Grace.
Well, each and every time out here in the Battleground, it feels like the women's division continues to grow. Competition coming from all over the world to be a part of this. And no different is Myla Grace, a 5-year pro based in Ireland, who many may recognize from NXT UK and their system, but someone who quite simply defines herself as, quote, that girl. She's that girl. She's the best, and nobody can hold a candle. She's competed in 12 different countries just in this calendar year alone. And that reputation, that work ethic, has taken her to one of the most famous wrestling arenas in the world here in South Philadelphia.
And her opponent from Fairville, California, the Librarian, Leva.
Well, Leva Bates has been called the Librarian. At one point, she was just known as Blue Pants. She's been through a lot of iterations in her career. A 17-year pro who can trace her training back to the Team 3D Wrestling Academy. And certainly, you got to believe that she's got the blessing of Bully Ray to be here tonight with the way Bully Ray has protected the legacy of this building from so many outsiders and infiltrators over the years. AEW, Shimmer, Shine, NXT, and the resume of Leva Bates. And we've seen Bates, again, different sides of the personality. We've seen her have a good time and cosplay and embrace that side of, I guess you could call it nerd culture. We've also seen her as the stoic librarian. And it looks like she's a studious mood here tonight. Gonna share her books. All right, well, maybe we won't have a match. We'll just sit here and read for a while. Oh, now that's rude. Yeah, I gotta turn that back in on Monday or there's gonna be a late fee. I don't know how they do things in Ireland, but that's not how libraries work. And from behind now, Leva Bates, a literary lover as she is, tried to salvage the book, and from behind, Myla Grace. And this matchup is officially underway. Of course, later tonight, Tasha Steelz, Holidead, Dani Mo. Three-way matchup to crown the very first Battleground Championship Wrestling Women's Champion. It is so pivotal for whoever wins here to be ready, because that they could be in prime real estate to potentially challenge the winner of that matchup. Shoulders down as Grace counters the crossface attempt. Bates connects that dexterity on that high angle back kick into the textbook suplex. Bates looking pretty good at the moment, and only a count of two that time. Bates gonna have to use her resourcefulness, her acumen to shut down. Well, Myla Grace, who's got a dance background, and that plays in her speed, her agility, her body movement, 2 count only. Certainly, you got to have that just pinpoint precision in your body control so you get the most out of whatever you do. My first time seeing Myla Grace in her 5-year career, but it's far impressive. We've all seen Leva Bates, but right now, Leva in a bad way. And Bates trying to fire back and build something, but Grace shut her back down. Shot right to the breadbasket. Just looking to take all the air out of Bates. Big windup on that clothesline. And Grace now. Gotch might be going for a cover, but no. Grace wants to send a message. That double wrist lock, that's a Kimura lock. We've seen it so much in wrestling, certainly, especially mixed martial arts. And you look at the base, the wide stance of the legs of Myla, and also just the way she's leaning in to Leva Bates. Gonna take so much more out of Bates as Grace now spinning around a split-legged leg drop. Not sure how I've seen that before, but Bates back up, the side round kick, and now trying to build momentum. Here comes Leva Bates. Shot right to the temple. Myla Grace is dazed. Northern Light suplex. Check out the bridge. 2 count only. And Leva questioning that count, but seemed on the up and up to me. Oh, maybe there's a referee handbook that Leva can let the official borrow. And up and down. Crashing into Myla. Not sure if she got her with the feet or the knees, but either way, damage done near fall. Myla decidedly on the defensive right now, and there's an act of defiance from Leva Bates. Now that'll get you kicked out of the library. Oh, wait a minute. Leva was looking pedigree. Maybe a shot to Myla's former boss. NXT, the UK version. High angle back suplex though. Myla comes back, hooks the leg for 2, and change. Well, Myla taking it out on the official. She's got to take it out on Leva. Wait a minute. I think Myla was looking for the fall from Grace, but Leva was able to leverage out of it. And the Moss cover 3 handled Family Grandenza. 2 count only. Shout out Perry Satter. Myla thought that was it. But there's no point where a referee argued about a count, and he said, "You were right, I changed my mind." Now wait a minute. Myla's got that library book. And that's a heavy one too. That's gotta be like 650 pages. But it's also an illegal object. That's the important thing here. Book got taken. Leva the back kick. 2nd time. Leva looking for a kill shot. 3rd time's the charm. Leva Bates wins it.
Who is your winner? Librarian Leva Bates.
Well, I suppose you could say the Librarians went 1-1 of the night. Peter Avalon not successful, but Leva Bates jumping for joy quite literally. We'll see if Leva Bates is watching as we crown a Battleground Women's Champion tonight. And that shows you the power of reading. It's fundamental. You learn things. And Leva Bates learned how to withstand Myla Race in our first women's division contest of the evening, with a lot more to come. Congratulations to Librarian Leva Bates.
Do you want more wrestling? Battleground Championship Wrestling opportunity knocks continues right now with this next bout scheduled for 1 fall.
Well, this is going to be a unique one. I'm not sure I can tell this story. I don't know that I fully understand it, but it's going to be very entertaining to watch unfold. I know that.
Introducing first, from the future, weighing 150 pounds, this is Techno!
Techno is an enigma, an anomaly. We're not really sure where he comes from. He would have you believe it's the future, but regardless of those circumstances, it gets inside your head. It makes you think. It makes you question things. Where does this man really come from? What has he studied in? Who trained him? What style of wrestling is he the biggest practitioner in? We don't know much about Techno, and that means it's a clean slate when you try to scout him.
I am being informed right now that he comes to us from an unknown location. His weight also unknown. He is Agent
dilemmas and unanswered questions, this entity, this individual, Agent Zero, came on the scene and made it very clear his target was Techno. And according to Agent Zero, Techno is a failure in the mission he's looking to carry out, and Agent Zero wants to basically scrub Techno from the earth. End Techno's mission. And as little as I know about Techno, I know even less about Agent Zero, but certainly the words of Agent Zero have stirred up Techno, which leads me to believe there's some kind of relationship between these two men. We're going to look at the face of Agent Zero. Clearly some bad blood here between these two individuals, as Agent Zero wastes no time getting in the face of Techno. I'll check that out. Agent Zero went for some intimidation tactics, but Techno has that fist balled up. He's going to stand his ground in a very aggressive collar and elbow tie-up. And again, this will be the time of the matchup. I tell you that Agent Zero's been wrestling so many years, and here's the gym he trained at, and here's the kind of style he... I know nothing about this man. But I do know that Techno has impressive, awe-inspiring agility. Techno can be downright breathtaking when he's in his element. And he may need all of that to survive here. Springboard in. At a quicker pace, I would suggest, would favor Techno. Although, again, I can't say that for sure. Techno through the legs. Grabs the wrist. Roundhouse kick countered. Agent Zero looking for a back suplex. And the size advantage of Agent Zero comes into play with that shoulder tackle. And now check out how quickly Techno changes direction 2 different times. He switches that momentum to come through the dropkick. Agent Zero has no idea where Techno's coming from. Series of arm drags, nicely done. Well, if Agent Zero was looking to prove that Techno is not efficient in what he's done, he has not accomplished that thus far. Techno scored a victory over Facade 6 weeks ago at the Witching Hour. You can watch that replay right now, right here at Title Match Network. Oh, wind up on a chop. Techno out of harm's way, fires off one of his own. But to be able to say you beat Facade in a building like this, with the history of this arena and the reverence that Facade especially holds in this building, that is a major statement. But right now, a statement made by Agent Zero. It's an attempt as such, with Techno back on the prowl. Zero trying to create that space, and usually that's not what you want to do with Techno. And it's reasons like that that are why Techno has been half a step quicker than Agent Zero this entire time. Chips up with a double leg into the half Boston crowd. And Agent Zero is struggling. Trying to bridge up off of his stomach to alleviate some of that pain and pressure. And Agent Zero just raked the eyes. I think he stuck the finger into the mask to the point where he almost pushed the mask back into the eye and back with a backbreaker. And Techno, ever since that vision was impeded, has not been the same. And you'd think Techno would be safe with his eyes not exposed. But again, I mean, you put your finger on that mask with enough force, it's going to send that finger back into the eye, even with the material in between it. And Agent Zero has done that and clearly does not mind taking a shortcut to prove what he feels, or maybe who he represents feeling, that Techno's underperforming. Sunset flip now. Techno gets a 2 count. Drop kick nicely done. A 2, no. Techno slides that shoulder up. Very skilled. I was going to say young man, but again, Techno could be 75 years old for all I know. I have no idea. It could be Action Mike Jackson under that mask. But what matters is he is damn good at what he does, but now he's been neutralized by Agent Zero, who cinched in that reverse chin lock. Techno breaks the grip, creates that distance. Handspring got caught. And that was a vicious file spine buster. Is it enough? No, 2 count only. Agent Zero objecting to that count, but nothing can be done. Techno showing that resolve. And again, how do you keep a man down when nothing we've seen has kept him down? That's Agent Zero's plan, his problem to solve. High round kick, thrust kick. Techno, incredible dexterity. Springs off the twisting flatliner. Is that enough? Oh, a near fall. And they don't get much closer than that. Techno now trying to reset himself. Agent Zero able to bridge that gap. That's the issue when you've taken a lot of punishment in this matchup. You're not going to be as quick to the draw, especially taking a chance. Agent Zero now. Look at superplex. Could Agent Zero quell the momentum of Techno and take him out of the battleground before he ever even really gets his legs under him? Perhaps literally and figuratively, that's what he'll do. Techno, high in the air, but Zero out of harm's way. Oh, what a twisting side slam. That'll do it. Zero got a near fall. Frustration setting in. Just overpowering, just overwhelming Techno, who kicks out again. And if Agent Zero's not the brains of this operation, this plan, whomever is, maybe on the verge of receiving some bad news, assuming they're not watching somewhere in this world now, maybe even from this very building. A pile driver coming up. Techno's helpless. Oh, check that out! The time twister by Techno. And into Back to the Future.
The winner of this match, this is
So this entity from Techno's past, or as it were, maybe the future, depending on how you want to look at it, trying to derail the career of Techno and wipe him off the map. Didn't work here tonight. Techno is 2-0 here in the Battleground, 2-0 here in the former ECW arena, and that is rarefied air to be traveling in, my friends. I don't have an answer to my many questions about Techno, but I know I'm excited to see what's next out of this man.
Battleground Championship Wrestling live from 2300 in South Philly. Hold on to your seats as this is a special attraction tag team bout scheduled for one fall. Your referee, Mr. Pat Salvino.
We got some history come alive. Far from the first time this arena has heard this song.
Making their way to the ring first, accompanied by Johnny Cashmere. At a combined weight of 19.5 inches. Tommy and JP Grayson, they are the Backseat Boyz.
The new Backseats are carrying on a name and legacy so much larger than them. And based on the ring announcements, they're quite large. But be that as it may, Tommy and JP Grayson for the past 8 years have carved their own tag team reputation as the Amazing Graysons, but after finding themselves under the tutelage of arena legend Nova, Dani B, who by the way was the matchmaker that originally put the OG Backseat Boyz together, and now the Graysons have found their way under the tutelage of Johnny Cashmere, one half of arguably the greatest tag team in independent wrestling throughout the decade of the 2000s. Formed in 1999, along with the late great Trent Acid. 11 years as a tag team before Trent's untimely passing. But there's been a confidence, there's been a ruthlessness, there's been a wildness that reminds many longtime fans of the original Backseat Boyz that has been instilled in Tommy and JP and has made them a more complete tag team than they've been in the many years I've been following their careers. First time Cashmere's been in this building in about 15 years. This is the Graysons' arena debut.
And their opponents approaching the ring from the Catskills, New York, at a total combined weight of 469 pounds, the Drama King, Matthew Rehwoldt, and his tag team partner, Simon Gotch. Together they are the
Well, the Vaudevillains have a reputation all their own as well, former NXT Tag Team Champions, and a tag team that really had a cult following for quite some time. This is the first time, or one of the first times I should say, in a long time that these men have teamed together. Only their third or fourth match as a tag team over the past 6 years or so. But Simon Gotch, Simon Grimm, call him whatever you want. Of course, Matthew Rehwoldt, you remember his alias in that tag team as well. Rehwoldt doing great work with Tom Hannafin each and every Thursday night on Impact Wrestling telecasts. great color analyst. But his first passion and love through commentary and singing and performing arts and all that he does, the self-professed drama king. He's been a wrestler through and through. And certainly many fans here remember the original incarnation of the Backseat Boyz back before YouTube and streaming, when it was file sharing on LimeWire and Napster, and when it was tape trading, and when it was buying VHSs. The original Backseat Boyz were the talk of independent wrestling. And they were always a little bit against the grain. Always a little bit too unsafe for television. But man, were they damn good. And Kashmir's imparting that wisdom now as J.P. Grayson starts out with Simon Gotch. Gotch has spent a lot of time recently in Pro Wrestling Noah. Competed for top championships there. Gotch in many ways the tactician of the team. Side headlock. Oh, nice takeover. A nice swing of the hips into the takeover by Simon Gotch. This is it's a great dichotomy in this matchup, because Gotch does the simple things, the fundamentals, so very, very well. But one of the things the Backseat name has been famous for, I think the Graysons are bringing that into the new era, is their innovation, their ability to transcend and do things you haven't seen anywhere before. Pace quickens J.P. Grayson, the thicker of the two brothers and the younger of the two brothers. Only found one on that exchange. You got to wonder if there's nerves or jitters being in a building with 30 plus years of wrestling history for the very first time. And there's a vintage Backseat offense to count only off the Backseat elbow. Gotch made sure to get up as quickly as possible there. Top wrist lock by Tommy Grayson. You see so many shades and glimpses of Acid and Kashmir and what they did in the 2000s in Jersey and Philly and New York and all the major hotbeds of independent pro wrestling back in the day. You see a lot of that in the Graysons. But right now, Tommy Grayson saw a couple of fists as Rehwoldt came down with a cover for two. Of course, the vaudevillains, the roots of their passion in the carnival industry take a bow. Vaudeville, if you don't know, is basically the term for the variety type stage shows that would be held back before television and back in the infancy of even motion picture houses and Nickelodeons. And it's Gotch as kind of the strong man and the exhibitionist of sorts, and Rehwoldt as the stage performer and dramatist. But right now it's the Graysons playing the role of wrestlers, and they're damn good at it. Rapid fire tags. Keeping the fresh man in. JP is probably the Kashmir of the tag team. Tommy the Trent Acid in terms of, I'd suggest, build, style. But as time goes on, more miles traveled with Johnny Kashmir. They are being molded into that Backseat form. Rehwoldt got the clothesline for only a count of one. I couldn't hit that note if I tried.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Who do you think you are singing here, huh?
JP's at least half hot.
Let me remind you people, we're the Backseat Boys.
Certainly origins of a boy band of sorts.
And we're about to show you how it's done.
JP's gonna sing?
You are my...
Do we have rights to that song? Rehwoldt just saved us a lawsuit. And a bunch of screeching cats in the alley.
My fire
Well, Tommy Grayson takes umbrage to his brother.
Desire, yes I know it's too late, but I want
Gotch?
that way.
No, please never do that again. Stay in your lane, Gotch. Do the strongman stuff. And the Graysons, well, I guess the Graysons have the satisfaction of not being completely shown up by the Vaudevillains. But do-si-do, center ring, some backseat flair, and Tommy and JP with one mind, able to connect with tandem offense. And these fans, whether you like them or not, you gotta be impressed with Rehwoldt. Turns things around, the brothers collide. The eclectic Rehwoldt. Certainly lightning in a bottle as a performer, as a competitor. I don't know if there's anything he can't do except maybe get that elusive 3 count. Rehwoldt measuring Tommy Grayson, sent back into the Vaudevillains corner. And Vaudevillains showing you double team. That deep throw by Gotch, showing you that precision that brought he and Rehwoldt to glory. Gotch has trained in pro wrestling with the likes of Brian Danielson and Harley Race, in catch wrestling with the likes of Sakurabu and Josh Barnett. And when you think about names like Barnett and Sakuraba and Danielson and Race, I mean, these are perhaps the most respected of their craft. It was TakeOver Brooklyn 2015 that the Vaudevillains won the NXT Tag Team Championships, defeated eventually by FTR. 2 count only that time. The action we are seeing from Rehwoldt, it's precise, it is measured. Very on brand. Everything he does has a purpose, and it's got a little bit of his own flair about it as well. And Tommy Grayson battles to his feet, looking for the tag. So it feels like a time capsule. You're calling I never got to call a match of the original Backseat Boys back in the day. We never crossed paths the same scene at the same time, but to see this here now and live, it's something special. JP Grayson now is tagged in. Series of dropkicks. Here comes Simon Gotch. And Gotch on the receiving end. JP Grayson, the powerhouse of the tag team. Slick Blade connects. Into the cover, and Rehwoldt makes the save. Tell you what, the Vaudevillains respect the past. They represent the past, but they're carving a new future for themselves. Looking for that Kamikaze. And Rehwoldt drives Grayson down. Grayson, in the form of Tommy, hits that air raid crash. Looking to fight to build that Backseat legacy, but Gotch overpowers Tommy Grayson. Kashmere sees that raw potential, that promise, that seed of excellence in the Graysons. And so far, they have shown it in a big way. And in the past year, these new Backseats have been together. They've been logging more miles. They've been building more confidence. Johnny Kashmere has taken the Graysons to places they have never been before in their careers. Case in point, this slugfest with the Vaudevillain center ring. Backseats holding their own. Backseat's back. All right. Vaudevillains got their shot in, but super kicks. The original Backseats called this the T-Gimmick. Acid and Kashmere. Leva, the T-Gimmick, wins one in the arena again.
Here are your winners, Tommy and JP Grayson, the Backseat Boys.
Well, the Backseat Boys having a bit of a mixed reaction. I think some fans remember the original incarnation of the Backseat. Some remember the Vaudevillains fondly, and that's fine. But I'm impressed as hell with Tommy and JP. That killer instinct's there.
Give it up for the Vaudevillains!
It might be the massive head trauma I just suffered talking, but I have something to say to the three of you. 20 years ago, I watched that man there get into a wrestling ring with Sick Nick Mondo and John Kasai. And after years of being told he was nothing but a comedy act, something that's been said about us, he said to that audience, "You don't believe in me, that's fine, because I believe in myself." And after the match, these two just gave us, "We believe in the new Backseat Boys."
That's a hell of an endorsement.
You guys have a hell of a future.
Love to see the respect being shown as we have seen the beginning of a new era of Backseat here in the Philadelphia area in the ECW arena. If you weren't familiar, if you didn't watch the tapes of the original Backseat Boys,
You guys mind I stick around a minute? I got something to say to these people.
get educated, because Tommy and JP Grayson are here to stay, and class acts for the Vaudevillains as well. And Johnny Kashmere looking to hold court, his first time in this building in 15-some years.
I love you for trying, brother. Damn right. Guys, I left the wrestling business when my tag team partner died. And the last time I wrestled in this building was to raise money for his funeral. And now tonight I'm back here and I realize something. All those 15 years I spent with my family at home, I wasn't with my family here in friggin' Philadelphia. It doesn't matter what three letters you say. CC Dub, ROH, PWU, How about BSP, the Backseat Boys Next Generation? And without all you people, we wouldn't even bother. I'm back at age 45 in a ring, working out every day because I got Philly in my friggin' blood. And some big things are about to happen here in Battleground Championship Wrestling. And you people are lucky that you get to see it because the next few months are going to be crazy. Right here, you heard it from me, Johnny Cashmere, the guy that would never lie to you. Not tonight, not anytime. So thank you all for coming out and for helping me because
Hey, why no, come on! From behind, that's that Philadelphia Playboy and his bodyguard, and here come the Graysons. Oh, Tommy and JP and Cashmere lay down. I guarantee absolutely nobody wanted to see the Philadelphia Playboy here tonight. But he and this Christian Ross individual, we saw Joel Gertner with them in the month of October as they ruffled a lot of feathers. And they've hijacked this event once again. As if you haven't done enough damage.
You don't deserve it. You guys don't deserve it. This is the bottom of the barrel of professional wrestling that saps from me my lifeblood every day of the year of my life. Makes me regret my decision to leave Cornell University and become a real person every day of my life. 10,000 paper cuts, the professional wrestling business, and 9,999 of them right here in Battleground Championship Wrestling.
Yeah, thanks for coming, Gertner.
As you'll notice, still not a banner for me hanging in this room that I built with my bare hands. As you'll notice,
Trent
all
Acid
of
has
you
one.
ask me all the time on Facebook, X, Threads, TikTok, how come you don't work for Vince? How come you don't work for AEW? Still, another 6 weeks have come and they have gone, and you are all disappointed, somewhat as much as I am. I am still not there. I had to listen, just like you, to CM Punk try to whip out a piece of his anatomy and throw it against the calendar and have a chronological debate with Roman Reigns about who was an original Paul Heyman guy first. Well, I don't know much about chronology, but I'm pretty good at math. And what I think is that September 1995, the protege of Paul Heyman doing the managing and talking and color commentary for his company that he used to do for Turner Broadcasting and World Championship Wrestling. I think that makes me, not CM Punk, the original Paul Heyman guy, because I, hear me out, was laying pipe at the hotel 6 blocks down and dropping pipe bombs while CM Punk was using pipe cleaners to make a microphone for his Mean Gene Okerlund figure. the building because one of the security guards, whether his 23andMe acknowledges it or not, there's a 50% chance that he is my kid. You see before you the full-time boss, Christian Ross. You see the Philadelphia Playboy. You see the sex with your next ex express. Your platitudes on Facebook when you see me at the Oregon Diner and you ask me, hey, are you on the show tonight? Your platitudes, you could shove them down your throat and out your ass. I don't want to hear them anymore. Lucky for all of you, you don't need to respect me anymore tonight. But what you do need to respect is Alvin. I have brought with me Alvin. Alvin is a U.S. Marshal. Shut up.
Alvin? He's huge, whoever he is, and he's not the kind of person I think I'd want to mess with. Philly may have other ideas.
As I was saying, Alvin is a U.S. Marshal. Okay, Alvin is a state marshal. Okay. Alvin is a Philadelphia police. All right, I'll level with you. I'll level with you because it's what Battleground deserves. Alvin is a bouncer at a titty bar in Strawberry Mansion. But, Alvin did what Timothy Embler won't do for you. So cheap that he eats his cereal with a fork so he could have the milk for the next day. Timothy Embler won't stick his hand in his pocket, so I went into my wallet, found the nicest picture of the greatest professional wrestler ever, Abraham Lincoln, and I bought these belts, and I now award them to your brand new World Tag Team Champions of this zip code in South Philadelphia, the full-time boss, Christian Ross, and the Philadelphia Playboy, the Sex, with your next Express. Oh, and by the way, you can tell Sportster.com, who said that I was the number 3 manager in ECW history. You can let them know that I am the greatest male manager in
The cut is made? Yes! It's about time!
Enough!
They brought the law with them. What a standoff this is. Don't cross the boss, Mr. Gertner.
Hey, Joe Gertner, you said you were the best male manager in ECW? What about me, Daddy? I wasn't bad.
Yeah, Daddy. I imagine Gertner's probably backpedaling now. Calls it right down the middle.
Hey, Joe Gertner, we can settle this right now. I'll kick your ass just like I kicked Beulah's ass. Right now. Hey, Tim, book the match. Book me and him.
Hey, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. For 1 year, I've been putting up with you and you. First off, what the hell are you jiggling for? It's a ring full of guys. All right? Now, it ends tonight. It's over. Here's the deal, fellas. Either you take it or you never come back. Here's the deal, okay? Next event, you and you will wrestle a tag team of my choosing, and it's all on the line. If you win, you get a 1-year Battleground contract. That means no more sneaking around, no more jumping the guardrail, no more bullshit. You got your contract. If you lose, you're banned forever. And this isn't any Matt Cardona thing where you show up in minor league wrestling 6 weeks from now in front of 80 fans. You're banned forever. Forever. And it'll be put in contract and you'll all sign it. That's the deal. Turn on his mic. Turn on his mic. You accept it or you never come back anyway. So you really got no choice, Mr. Gertner. What do you got to say? That's your deal. "31 years ago, I got into the worst mistake I ever made in my life. Already with enough knowledge about the industry to have forgotten when I was 17 the crap about wrestling that you don't still yet know today. You are gonna pick a bunch of garbage eaters. I have a couple of world beaters. Yes or friggin' no! Nobody wants to hear you call anymore! You come out here and you go into business for yourself! Yes! It's yes! It's yes! It's all on the line! Next show, you guys versus who I pick. But for now, you jumped the guardrail. I warned you guys, okay? Right now, you are trespassing. So with that said, I got some of the finest police officers, shut your mouth. I got some of the finest police officers here right now. Please resist, because you guys are gonna be spending your Christmas in jail. And if you don't believe me, you can all follow me out to the front. Officers, please. Please, get them the hell out of here. I will take care of it.
And not a moment too soon.
Get him out. Get him out.
Well, apparently,
Get him out.
Gertner and his crew will have a chance to earn a one-year contract here, but it's a team of the choosing of Timothy Embler, and they're going to cut them as well.
Hey, Joel. Hey, Joel. Tell the prisoners I said hi. Merry Christmas.
Christian Ross, the Playboy, and Joel Gertner are being escorted out of the 2300 arena in shackles. What a moment this is. They overstepped their bounds one time too many.
No, not backstage. They're not going backstage. We want them out the front door. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
And
get out of our building, for God's sake.
Are we going to follow this? This is way more entertaining than listening to Gertner talk.
Let's go.
Not the first people to be thrown out of this building during a live Battleground broadcast. Maybe not the last. Go sell your propaganda to somebody out in the streets, why don't you? Oh, they're getting escorted out in the car as well. Joel Gertner, Christian Ross, the Playboy, this Alvin individual, are apparently going directly to jail. And we still got a lot more to come here in the Battleground. And there they go. They won't be here to see any of it. We'll have to get the replay.
It looks like we took them out the front door, and tonight, someone's taking it in the back door here in Philly. We have a very special segment we have showcased over the past few shows. Heroes of the Spectrum. And tonight's esteemed guest, Hall of Famer, please welcome the one, the only, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
But it's Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Honoring Heroes of the Spectrum, please welcome once again, Hall of Fame Class of 2004 inductee, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
For those unaware, the Philadelphia Spectrum opened in 1967. It's undergone many different names, including the Chorus State Spectrum, First Union Spectrum, and Wachovia Spectrum. It was active until 2009, but you think back to the glory years, the 1970s, 80s, 90s, what that meant for this sport, what it meant for establishing Philadelphia as a true pro wrestling hotbed. It was men like Greg Valentine paving the way for such things to happen. And of course, Tito Santana talked about it. The sellouts he and the Hammer Valentine had all over the country.
Mr. Valentine, sir, an absolute honor to have you. Thank you for coming to 2300. First and foremost, how does it feel to be back here in the great fighting city of Philadelphia?
Well, you know, Philadelphia, back in the day when the Spectrum was first founded, two of my toughest two favorite buildings to go to was Madison Square Garden and the Spectrum.
Well, so many storied memories. Do you have a favorite match or matches that you'd like to reminisce about fighting in the storied Philadelphia Spectrum?
Other than wrestling Hogan and pulling his hair out, Chief Jay Strongbow, gotta mention him. And when we beat Wyndham and Rotundo, Beefcake and myself for the World Tag Team belts, I was here at the Spectrum.
quite an accomplishment. You've just named some tremendous athletes, legends, and Hall of Famers in their own right. Over the course of your career, did you have a favorite opponent or opponents that you really liked to scrap with over the years, especially here in Philadelphia?
Well, I wrestled this guy. He chased me for a year. I chased him for 2 years. I would have to say Tito Santana. But there's a long list. Ricky Steamboat, of course, Hogan, the British Bulldogs. Oh yeah, and of course, I never wrestled Roddy Piper up here, but the iconic dog collar match from Greensboro, the first Starrcade, and God bless Roddy.
Well, on behalf of Battleground Championship Wrestling and the 2,300 fans, we'd like to thank you for your time today and congratulations on being inducted into the Heroes of the Spectrum.
Greg the Hammer Valentine.
The one and only Hall of Famer, Greg the Hammer Valentine.
Valentine returns to Philadelphia Hero after years with wars with the likes of Paige Morales and Jay Strongbow, Bob Backlund, Tito Santana, Pat Patterson, Hulk Hogan, the Junkyard Dog, the British Bulldogs, the Hart Foundation, Rugged Ronnie Garvin, and dozens more, over 4 dozen appearances in the Spectrum for the iconic Greg the Hammer Valentine. Welcome to the Heroes of the Spectrum. And more heroes are having their reputations forged and made tonight. We have 2 big championships to be decided. We're a long way from being done here in the Battleground.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, back here, 2,300 Battleground Championship Wrestling Opportunity Knocks with this next contest scheduled for one fall. Your referee, Mr. Johnny Rankin.
Well, this one's going to be unpredictable. A couple of free spirits, untamed in their own ways.
Approaching the ring first, weighing 232 pounds, the timeless one, Crowbar.
Well, Crowbar is timeless in many ways and in many respects. A man who first set foot to compete in this building in the mid-1990s. Crowbar is seasoned, he's polished, he is as wise as he's ever been, and with a masterful degree of knowledge as far as chiropractic, he knows how to keep his body intact as well. Saw Crowbar pick up a big victory over the swingman, Johnny Swinger, back at the witching hour. That is available at Title Match Network at any time. But a polar opposite stylistically, Johnny Swinger will oppose Crowbar in the ring tonight. A man in many ways could be the mirror image of Crowbar in a number of respects.
And his opponent, approaching the ring, he roams the streets at night, creeping while you're sleeping, weighing in at 191 pounds, the Neon Ninja, Facade.
Facade has bucked the system and rebelled against the popular trends for so long. The Neon Ninja, the Aerosol Assassin, the Aerial Arsonist has found a home in the land of the extreme in South Philadelphia, and a near pristine win-loss record over the past couple of years we have seen him. But when you speak of that wild, untamed style, that breakneck pace, that unpredictability, that devil-may-care style, I think you can draw a lot of comparisons between the Facade of present day and the Crowbar of a prior generation. And make no mistake about it, Crowbar can still take risks. They're a bit more calculated than they were, but they're just as effective when they land. Crowbar as Devon Storm in the late 1990s helped usher in the era of the smaller independent wrestler. He and Ace Darling and the likes of Reckless Youth and Christian York and Joey Matthews really put a different style on the map. Of course, the famed ECWA Super 8 tournament back in the day. And you think back to what that has meant and how much change has been fostered in the industry. And I don't know that we're talking about men like Facade if not for the likes of Crowbar. This is an important one for both these men. Facade coming off a narrow loss 6 weeks ago when he came in less than 100% physically. And, I mean, in so many ways, that's the mark of a pro wrestler, right? You're always hurt. You just never want to be injured. And Facade was maybe teetering on that line and maybe should have taken a rest, but that's just not in his DNA. Facade wants to get back to the winning ways. Crowbar would love to get a streak going. Crowbar sees the attention on the championship picture, the marquee matches, finds 2, and Crowbar wants to be a part of it. Crowbar feels he is timeless, and he's put in the time. He's put in over 25 years doing this, but that doesn't mean that he's necessarily a shell of what he was. He's not necessarily, there's a cover, shoulders down here again for 2. It doesn't mean Crowbar cannot still compete on the highest of levels. And certainly he's proven that he can compete in the highest of levels. I think this match comes down to if Crowbar can slow Facade down. A more methodical pace, a more measured offense designed on dissection of the human anatomy. Crowbar can fix you up anatomically, can also break you down. Make no mistake about that. That knowledge can sometimes go hand in hand. As Facade, the cartwheel builds momentum and countering the arm bar, Crowbar snuck in a shot to counter. Crowbar's got such an efficiency about everything he does now. And what Facade, that's efficient. Series of springs into the arm drag takeover. So hard to fight against Facade when you don't know what direction he's coming from. And check out Crowbar. Gutierrez head scissors takeover from the blind side. Facade never saw it coming until it was too late. I think in a lot of the wild and reckless years of Crowbar's career, it's kind of gotten under the radar how heavy a striker Crowbar can be. He's got some lethal hands, but Facade has some pretty strong vertebrae, neck strength, propping himself up, unable to kick away a Crowbar. Anytime Crowbar tried to go near Facade, Facade dropped his legs down and tried to counter with a kick, and finally got Crowbar in a position where he could only come so close. And as he made his move, Facade was waiting. Crowbar looking to regroup now, see what he comes up with, and Crowbar just trips up Facade. The old-fashioned gravity as your tag team partner, and Facade set to the ringside table. Both these men certainly influenced heavily by the likes of Sabu. Both these men have had their share of ring wars, the likes of Sabu over the years. And you think about a matchup like this on the outside of the ring, and how adept both men are at using their surroundings in their favor. But it's just the brutality of Crowbar. Facade got the round kick. Uh-oh. And you won't bloody any noses where you land on that guardrail, but you can do some damage as Facade comes off with that side kick, and that could bloody a nose. Now Facade, a mark of a young veteran in his own right, gets Crowbar back to his feet and presses the advantage. Facade, a 17-year veteran of the Ring Wars. And it feels like every year that goes by, Facade gets better conditioned. His workout regimen gets a little smarter. And Facade soars a little higher. And Crowbar knows it. And Crowbar wants to get as far out of harm's way as he possibly can. And the crowd has taken it upon themselves to initiate a 10 count on Crowbar. They want to see this matchup resume. Our officials a little bit more lenient here in the Battleground. We want a decisive win and a loss, especially in the arena of all places. And Crowbar hangs Facade up. Throat first on that ring cable. Crowbar looking to spring in. On top, 2 count only. Of course, Crowbar, a name that was picked up in the WCW years, known as Dangerous Devon Storm, when he competed in the 90s off and on in ECW, where he faced some of the best, from Taz to Tommy Dreamer on down. And Crowbar just left Facade wide open, left him susceptible after knocking him down. And that could, again, that could cut a bridge of a nose. That could dislocate a jaw. Those cross-face punches by Crowbar a moment ago did their damage. The knife-edge chops, icing on the cake, and Crowbar has done an expert job of taking Facade out of Facade's own game. Facade looking to battle out, but Crowbar, momentum is such a tangible thing in wrestling. Crowbar can sense it. He can feel it. Facade springs off with a K-Prana. Could this do it, Neon? Did you have a count away? Man, how close can you be? A near fall. Facade could taste victory, but Crowbar will not lie down. He will not go half-assed into a situation like this. Crowbar could prove a lot here, but then again, so could Facade. Side round kicks right to the sternum area, right in the chest cavity. Certainly doing its damage. Crowbar up underneath. And look out, elevated. Right deed bump. D'Lo Brown would call it a sky high. And Crowbar would not let go of the grip on the body of Facade. Navigates that anatomy back into this modified submission. Almost half a surfboard, half a bow and arrow by Crowbar. And you can see just the awkward angle Facade was contorted from both ends. But that's what Crowbar has a passion for. Spinal manipulation. Whether it's from wrong back into right, or maybe right into wrong, depending on what the office looks like that day for Crowbar. Facade into the ropes. who's just been twisted and mangled these past several minutes by the macabre veteran Crowbar. Crowbar up and over, dropping the leg on the back of the neck. Crowbar now on top. Facade able to muscle Crowbar off. And Facade rolling underneath the bottom rope, and that's not something that I see from Facade very often, if at all. But Crowbar, give him credit, giving chase. Facade pressing the advantage. Again, the fans have decided to count, but the official wants to see a decisive. Well, Crowbar caught the foot. Crowbar caught the boot. And Facade, the receiving end of an inverted atomic drop for his troubles. And, oh no, what is this? Crowbar, Crowbar just dropped Facade. Maybe jaw first on the top of that guardrail. It's reinforced steel. There's no give in there at all. And Facade absorbed the brunt of it. Crowbar not done either. Crowbar with something sinister in mind, but Facade maybe looking to match. Risk for risk, weapon for weapon. Idea for idea. As Facade puts the brakes on. Facade knows the bitter taste of those guardrails and didn't want to feel it again. Hard strikes, rapid fire, sends Crowbar to his knees. Facade rebounds off the bottom rope and uses that momentum to take Crowbar down. Facade may have an opening, but he's got to get Crowbar back in the ring to beat him. Neon Ninja looking to score big. Distance creates opportunity. Crowbar's not sure where he is. Now he is. And Crowbar ran right to the elbow. Crowbar had to get as close to Facade as he could, as quick as he could, to take away a lot of that unbreakability element. But Facade stays in motion now. The series of clotheslines. Reversal by the veteran. Sidestep, Neon Ninja switches directions, springs off with a side kick. Facade hooks the leg. Crowbar kicks out. Facade, notice he didn't complain to the referee. He didn't stop and regain his emotions. Facade went right where he needed to next. He's looking for the hyper crush. Crowbar, I think, knows it. Tried to cut him off, but Facade hits it that time. Hyper crush connects. Will that be enough? Crowbar again escapes. And Facade, again, moving right on to the next plan in the playbook, but as the match goes on, will the time taken climbing the ropes pay dividends or not? Crowbar's to his feet. He's out on his feet. He's dazed. Oh, but Crowbar got his bearings just in time. Facade, I think, maybe lost his balance a bit, or maybe anticipated Crowbar moving out of the way. There was a little bit of counterpoint there that Crowbar was able to shake the cobwebs and make a time to get the better hand of. And Crowbar! Super Hurricane Rana! And he comes up, does Crowbar, brandishing the steel chair. Textbook Crowbar offense. Northern Lights on the steel, and he nearly put him away. Crowbar showing some consternation, frustration. Facade looking to dig down deep, mask out that pain, but Crowbar's got the chair. Facade, Matrix counter. And there's some of that extreme influence as the chair kicked back into the skull of Crowbar, who is prone in the corner. Oh, Neon Ninja. Look at the distance. Crowbar. Facade walks the ropes. Side kick on the bottom of the jaw. Another near fall. You can't ever count out the pain threshold of Crowbar. What he has been through his entire career. And Facade channeling some more of those extreme influences. Will it pay off? You might have to get a little homicidal, suicidal, genocidal, and death-defying. Triple jump. Moonsault connects. Hook of the leg, but man, Crowbar out again. That was not the first time Crowbar's felt that maneuver. It may not be the last. And if you're Facade now, maybe you're asking yourself questions a little bit louder than you were 5 minutes ago as far as what it's going to take. And we may have our answer. In times of question, you resort to Old Faithful. Facade, wait a minute, Crowbar! Caught Facade inside cradle! Oh, Crowbar tried to cut off Facade at the pass. We may not have even had an opportunity to get near that table if Crowbar had his way. And he still might. Oh, Facade. We're going to say Crowbar face first into that steel second time. Crowbar blocks it in the most violent and cheap of ways. Spicoli driver onto the steel chair. Crowbar's gonna get him now. Crowbar less than half a count away from scoring the victory. Another cover. At Facade, another kick out. And at this point, you got to be asking yourself what these men have left. They have given so much, mind, body, and soul. And it may come down to that looming table as Facade comes through the baseball kick. And that chair set up again. Neon Ninja! Look at her sword with a somersault plancha! Hard to tell what's in a worse state of affairs between the chair and Crowbar. Facade again. Smart maneuver, sends Crowbar back in. It's the only way and the only location to win. Facade gonna walk that tightrope again. Oh, Crowbar the chair. Oh, Facade crashes through the table. Facade flew too close to the sun. One time too many. And Crowbar is waiting. And Crowbar wants a count out. After a lax set of rules this whole match, as we're accustomed to in this arena, Crowbar wants to see a count out. We're at 8. We're 2 seconds away from the end of this matchup. And Crowbar's won it.
The winner of this match as a result of a countout, the timeless one, Crowbar.
Well, many of these fans would have preferred to see a pinfall or a submission, but Crowbar won within the rules. Asked for the countout, got the countout. Facade maybe seriously hurt. This was a violent landing, that chair to the skull, and Facade walking, literally walking a tightrope. One misstep would have been disaster. One slip up would have been incredibly painful, let alone a chair flung at your head and then crashing through that table. Crowbar a 2-match win streak here in the Battleground. Facade goes down 2 in a row. First time that has ever happened in Battleground Championship Wrestling. But it was one-upsmanship in many ways. It was 2 sides of the same coin, 2 rebels of different eras. But Crowbar wins out tonight in South Philadelphia. Hope Facade's okay. We talked a lot about the Extreme memories and some of the homages in that matchup. A tribute to the Extreme coming up Friday, I believe that date was April 5th. And speaking of Extreme,
2300, please welcome the one, the only ECW icon, the Sandman.
question remains, what's on the mind of the Sandman? And what's brought him here tonight now?
I love being in this building. Kid, I'm sure everybody's wondering why I'm out here. Go, me and this kid go way back. Hey, Dani. Kid, you know I like you a lot, but I can't help think, why in the hell would you come into the house that I built with my gimmick?
Uh-oh.
And not even use it in the match and lose.
Facade with the Singapore cane. That's right. I noticed that in his entrance. I think Facade meant it as a token of respect, though. What do we have here? Tense moment. I believe Sandman wants the cane from Facade, who's not relinquishing it. Facade just took down the Sandman in South Philadelphia, of all places. What is going through Facade's mind right now? I assume that cane was a sign of respect, but is it frustration? Is it disrespect? Is it a different side of Facade after losing twice in a row? I don't know. That is not the way I expected Facade to react to the Sandman.
Fuck it, let's have a beer.
Well, Sandman gonna make the best of the situation now, but I gotta believe we haven't heard the last of this from either side.
Philly, are you having a good time? Opportunity Knocks continues with your co-main event. It is scheduled for one fall. It is for the Battleground World Championship.
Anoa'i literally has championships in his blood. You can talk about the Samoan wrestling dynasty. Yeah, the bloodline. Lance, the big part of it. His father, the legendary head drinker Samu. His grandfather, Alpha the Wild Samoan. A couple of athletes who've had many, many battles in the Philadelphia spectrum and all over and around Philadelphia and eastern Pennsylvania. But Lance Anoa'i has already held tag team gold. He's toured overseas with Pro Wrestling Noah. He's amassed quite a resume. But I'm not sure if Lance has held singles gold on the caliber of the Battleground Championship he has the opportunity to win just moments from now. The journey of Brian Kendrick as Battleground Champion has been a deeply personal one to him. It's been a mission of validation. It's been a mission to prove something to others, critics, detractors, but maybe most of all, to himself, that he's good enough, that he can hold the banner for a major company. He wanted to succeed in Philadelphia because of how difficult it was to win over the fans. He won the title tournament. He wanted to defeat PCO because PCO had no weakness in his arsenal. He found a way. He wanted to defeat Juventud Guerrera because watching Juvi and Rey Mysterio is the reason Brian wanted to become a
Live
wrestler.
tonight on Title Match Network, when the bell sounds, the man in command, your senior official, Mr. Pat Savino. And now we get set to enter the battleground. Introducing first, standing to my right, here comes to us from the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. Weighing in at 235 pounds and representing the bloodline, the challenger, Anoa'i. Opponent standing to my left and fighting out of Venice, California, holding an official weight of 174 pounds. He is your current reigning and defending Battleground World Champion,
Brian Kendrick immerses himself in pro wrestling 24/7, and even through all of that and his 20-plus years experience, isn't enough to overcome someone who was literally born into this business. From the second Lance Anoa'i came into this earth, he was in this business and destined to do great things around it every day of his life. Of course, announced from the Lehigh Valley, Samoan family, their roots in the Allentown area, the WXW promotion. And yeah, the bloodline, those are Lance's cousins. Breaking business records left and right. Will Lance Anoa'i force all of us to acknowledge him as the new Battleground Champion? And even though Kendrick, as I mentioned, has more bell-to-belt tenure, more official years in this sport, Lance Anoa'i, I believe the earliest record I found of him in a ring, I want to say it was the Gary Albright Memorial event when Lance got brought into the ring by his family members. I believe he did a stink face or something similar to one of the opponents that night opposing his family. I believe Lance was about 7 years old at that point. The Gary Albright or the Yokozuna Memorial, I apologize, I don't remember which, but Lance Anoa'i in the ring that young. And you know it wasn't his first time. That's just the first time I saw it. Kendrick rolled up and tried to trap Lance. Kendrick told me this afternoon it's his goal to end this matchup in a minute or less. And I understand, and I think Brian understands as well, those are long odds in a match like this. That's not something that you make your online wager for. But I think Kendrick knows that this comes naturally to Lance. Lance has a size advantage, but he's still incredibly deceptively quick. Kendrick looking for a bulldog choke. He's used that expertly. But when you look at the Samoan family, the Anoa'i Fatu family, the way they absorb pain, the freakish offense and athleticism, it's like they're a different category completely unto themselves. Kendrick is aware of this. I believe Kendrick's been wrestling, what, about 13 years longer, give or take? Kendrick just broke into this sport the old-fashioned way, driving coast to coast, paying dues, little or no money. The old often joke about a hot dog and a handshake, just building his name. All to one day be at the big dance. And he's been at every big dance, make no mistake about it. But he's here tonight, one of the most famous wrestling arenas in the world, as our champion. And Kendrick looked to cinch in a hole, maybe a face lock or a chancery, and Lance just overpowered him. And with a simple body slam and a knife-edge chop, Lance got so much out of very little. And Kendrick felt every bit of it. Tell you what, Lance, a blistering shot. Lance has been coming into his own these past number of years. I know Pro Wrestling Noah's been very good to him. And there you see maybe some more of the savage side of Lance Anoa'i. Welts and discoloration all over Kendrick's body. Kicked the legs to throw off Lance's balance. Expert counter to avoid another hard full body slam. Lance channeling his cousins. Will we see main event Lance? We could for a long time if he gets his way. Applying the pressure. Lance has such a smoothness in his movements. Rapid fire combo, and Kendrick drops down, almost a makeshift arm drag. Tie down quick. Lance did Kendrick. And met that savant kick between the eyes as Kendrick was in midair. And Lance, look at a sore. We've seen so many in his family tree fly with such ease, and Kendrick does not want to see another. Smart move by the veteran and champion for a moment. Lance went for the splash. Kendrick sidestepped it. And Lance, I don't know if he hit the turnbuckle pad or the steel bolt behind it, but either way, Kendrick looked for an opening, but there's only so much damage you can do to the notoriously hard skull of Lance of the Samoans. And a near fall that time. Kendrick, you can never take away the resolve, the staying power, the versatility of Brian Kendrick and all he represents. Whether you like him or you don't like him, he has represented Battleground well as title holder. We talk about Juventud, PCO. Oh, look out! Cannonball connects. 235. And Lance, the new champion, no. Keep in mind, Kendrick survived Rich Swann, Matt Cardona, and John Hennigan all in one night to capture that Battleground title. But it's the fury of Lance Anoa'i enough to match all three of those men and then some. We may get our answer. And Lance comes through, dropping the head right in the rib cage. I think that was calculated. Affected Kendrick's breathing. Hook of the leg. Kendrick just barely gets the feet tangled in the bottom rope. That's a legal break, no matter how you slice it. Kendrick has expert ring positioning, using it to his advantage. And Lance, maybe about to channel a different cousin in the family. Put an extra spin on it. Lance went moonsault. Kendrick cradles him and nearly walked away with the title intact. And Lance, rock bottom, got the moonsault. New champion now, Kendrick. Kendrick cradles him. Kendrick. Oh, Kendrick's looking to catch Lance off guard. And that's the box kick. Momentum took Kendrick clear out of this ring. Man, what does Kendrick have left? Kendrick has barely moved since that most recent Sabat kick. And maybe if the ropes had caught him, this match would already have ended by a pinfall in the ring. But unlike the previous matchup, Lance does not want to count out here. He won't win the title. And Lance put the brakes on in the nick of time. Kendrick could not do the same. Is Kendrick getting desperate? Is Kendrick getting off of his game in his attempt to lure Lance off of Lance's game? Lance gonna charge! Shades of Funkaleki. That hip attack. Kendrick sandwiched between human body and steel. And Kendrick is motionless. Can Lance connect? Shades of so many family members, but Kendrick made sure Lance came up empty. Brian Kendrick is dazed. Brian Kendrick can't stand in his own power. Maybe he can. Extra burst of adrenaline. Slice spread number 2. Lance countered, but he couldn't get out of the way of that drop kick second time. Kendrick rapid fire. Brian Kendrick's looking for something, for anything here to keep Lance off his game. But Lance kicks out quickly. Kendrick, a long history with his family. In developmental in Memphis, he roomed with Rosie and Jamal, with Matt Anoa'i and Ekmo Fatu, to be specific. Oh! Ekmo, better known as Umaga, as Kendrick. Oh, he countered the Samoan drop, and he beat him. And maybe the years of studying the family paid off.
And still, your Battleground World Champion, Brian Kendrick.
Kendrick had told me earlier when he wanted to win in a minute or less, he said, I just need 3 seconds. And we saw Brian Kendrick, those gears turning in that direction many times in that match. catching Lance off guard, trying to cradle him, trying to capture him. Lance felt comfortable. Lance felt in a comfort zone. He was rocking and rolling, had that Samoan drop, and all Kendrick had to do was clasp, cradle, trap the shoulders, and Brian Kendrick out-finessed Lance Anoa'i. It's in Lance's blood, but maybe nobody studied the game quite like Brian Kendrick. And Brian used that resolve, used that intelligence to find a way to retain the title tonight. And what the hell is this? What the hell is this? That's Juicy Finau! That's Big Toko! Juicy, this big Tongan, mentored by the Anoa'i Fatu family, with a Toko driver. These men are former World Tag Team Champions. And Juicy, who's not scheduled tonight, was apparently watching Lance's back. And Lance is holding the Battleground title. What is this about?
Battleground, the Samoan SWAT team has arrived.
SST for the new age is here in Battleground Championship Wrestling. Oh, I know these men real well. I've seen the damage they've done. Juicy Finau's about 470 pounds. And Lance Anoa'i, if these two have their way, Brian Kendrick and all of Battleground maybe taking a Polynesian plunge sooner than later. Brian Kendrick won the match, but the champion's been laid out because the Samoan SWAT team make a statement on behalf of their entire dynasty. How does this change the landscape of Battleground Championship Wrestling? We are acknowledging Lance. We are acknowledging Juicy. And the hell they could bring with them. Brian Kendrick is hurt. One more big match left to go. Kendrick is able to leave under his own power. I'm glad as hell to see that. Gotta wonder if that's gonna be the last of Kendrick and Lance Anoa'i. Kendrick finds a way to survive,
We're
man.
returning 2024, Friday afternoon and evening, April the 5th, Friday afternoon, Battleground Championship Wrestling. Friday Night Delight, a tribute to the Extreme. Tickets for both events on sale now at the box office on your way out this evening, as well as battlegroundcw.com. But it's that time of the evening. Philly, I leave you with one final question. Who's got time for one more match? Oh, this is freaking South Philly. I said, who's got time for one more match? History's about to be made. This is your Battleground Championship Wrestling Opportunity Knocks main event.
Three-way one-fall matchup to crown the very first Battleground Women's Champion. Dani Moe scored a big victory over Alex Gracia back on October 28th at Witching Hour. And that qualified her for this main event slot. And much as we had touched upon 6 weeks ago, Dani though has to block out whatever the issue with Facade was earlier on with not just his health, but the issues with Sandman, because Dynamite Dani Mo takes center stage. And she's looking to pole vault her way into history. For the Boricua badass Tasha Steelz, this is more about redemption. Tasha did not win her qualifying matchup. She was defeated by the third component of this matchup, but it was due to a pull of the trunks. As a result, Battleground management decided, let's give her one more shot. History's on the line here. We don't want a matchup to end that way when the stakes are this high. And Tasha Steelz was added to this matchup, making it a three-way. That changes the dynamic. It changes the strategy. It quite literally changes everybody's odds of winning. Tasha Steelz says she's got that flavor, and she's looking to bring it to the Battleground Women's Championship as its very first champion. Darkness falls over the Battleground when Holidead walks into the arena. You can never be quite too sure what goes through Holidead's mind. But what I do know is she remembers going one-on-one with Dani Mo and coming up on the short end. Imagine how motivated Holidead will be to do anything in her power to keep that from happening again. Add in the Women's Championship, all hell could break loose.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, a tournament that began with many is now down to three. Three women who are set on a quest to enter the Battleground in an effort to be named the first ever Battleground Women's Champion. That battle takes place right now in a three-way dance scheduled for one fall. When the bell sounds, your referee in charge of the action, Mr. Johnny Q. And now, those three women who get set for battle. Introducing first to my immediate right, she comes to us from the 4-1-2. She is one half of the Neon Blondes, Dynamite Dani Mo. Competitor number 2 enters the finals, fighting from the Brick City. She is the Boricua badass, Tasha Steelz. And competitor number 3 to my left, from the other side of darkness, weighing in at 6,666 dead souls, Holidead.
Well, you think back to the journeys these athletes have embarked upon. Even before the Battleground, Holidead has part of the Twisted Sisters with Thunder Rosa. How about that championship? Brand new Battleground Women's Championship. That is the prize at hand. Only one will walk away with it. You think about Tasha Steelz. That's her time in Impact Wrestling, but before that in Battle Club Pro, and Dani Mo traveling all over the world with Facade, and big part of Ladies Night Out 13 WrestleCade weekend, tagging with Savannah Evans and Jada Stone. That whole weekend, and so many of those moments you talked about are available now on TitleMatchNetwork.com, but right now available at TitleMatchNetwork.com, 100% live. Holidead, Dani Mo, Tasha Steelz, one fall, women's title, history will be made. And no question, no surprise, Holidead and Tasha end up on the outside of the ring, and check out Dani Mo seizing the opportunity. There's bad blood with Holidead and Tasha, stemming back to the result of their matchup at the Witching Hour. Can Dani Mo keep her emotions out of this and play spoiler? That could be the difference. That could be the fact that leads to her capturing that women's title. What a great move by Battleground to spotlight the women's division, putting them in the main event position here tonight. It speaks to the prestige of this matchup. It speaks to the stakes involved. It speaks to the fact that no matter how many women's champions there will only be one first. Dani Mo snaps off the Tijeras. And showing that agility, Dani Mo has been a gymnast, a pole vaulter, multifaceted athlete, incredible conditioning her entire life. Nearly led to a victory there, but you see the damage, the danger of a three-way matchup. You gotta have your head on that proverbial swivel because somebody's gonna be looking to interrupt your fall. Tasha and Dani jockeying for position center ring. Tasha Steelz has overachieved many times. How about defeating Mickie James once upon a time in Impact? How about being a two-time Knockouts Tag Champion with Kiera Hogan? How about that impact? How about that cover for two? Holidead again making the save. Tasha wants everybody to savor the flavor here tonight, but Holidead wants Tasha to savor the taste of that turnbuckle pad. Holidead may be the most aggressive in this matchup. I stress may. Suplex nicely done. And Holidead just relentless, aggressive, remorseless, unconscionable. Tasha, 10-year pro. Dani Mo, about 4 years or so. Holidead, multiple-time, multiple-faceted champion in her career, her experience level. I believe it would be right in the middle of the three in this matchup. Charging through, and notice Holidead stacked them up, and then with one shot takes both opponents down. And that's what you may have to do to win this matchup. You've got to neutralize two competitors at once. And there you see the vicious backbreaker by the wicked one, Holidead. Tasha trying to fight with anything she has. Tasha, multi-sport faceted as well, track and field and basketball. Competed in so many top companies, but Holidead doesn't want to read a resume right now. She wants to chokeslam a couple of maybe newly added souls to her list. At the same time, no. If anyone could do it, maybe Holidead, but a counter! Tasha Steelz, Dani Mo, both snap off that suplex. When you think about momentum, it's advantage Dani. When you think about championship resume, you think about Tasha. When you think about intimidation, it's advantage Holidead. Something's got to give as all three athletes are on their feet fighting. Double drop kick connects. And Tasha instinctively going for that cover, but not even thinking about Dani interrupting, which naturally as she would. You can work as a team momentarily, but it's an individual goal. And Dani was looking Boston Crab, but Holidead just overpowered her. Those thigh muscles drove Dani face first right into that canvas, and now Dani Mo's reset herself. Tasha with a crossface. If Holidead had tapped out, I'm not sure what the verdict would have been. Thankfully, we will not have to worry about that, at least at this juncture. But it may take two people to beat Holidead. And there you see why these relationships are so tenuous, are so temporary in three-way matches. When you get to the goal, the road splits, and Holidead takes advantage. We've talked about Dani Mo can play spoiler and take advantage of the infighting. This time it's Holidead doing such. Holidead, a big part of Women of Wrestling. Multi-time champion in multiple companies. Look at Dragon Sleeper, it looks like. And you look at the positioning. Holidead over top of Steelz, who's trying to fight out from underneath and also fight to a rope. And you see both Dani and Tasha near the clutches of salvation, knowing how intimidating and dangerous Holidead is. And Dani Mo sent to the outside. This could be Holidead's attempt to pin Tasha Steelz. Put some distance between herself and her opponent. No, Tasha to the outside as well, trying to hang on. Holidead rolling the ring. Wait a minute. On this rear naked choke. This won't be a submission. It's all over the ropes. But you can choke Tasha into unconsciousness, and she won't be doing anything at that point. And here comes Dani Mo. Puts Holidead off balance. Tasha knocked off the apron. Dani Mo showing that resolve, that fighting spirit. Full extension of the leg on that side kick. And it's Dani looking to force Holidead into high risk, but Tasha Steelz. Oh, wait a minute. The allegiance has been reformed. Tasha and Dani fighting one another, fighting Holidead. It's every athlete for themselves. Dani Mo has Holidead in position. Dani Conrada. These people can feel it. Dani Mo can feel it. Tasha pushed off by Dani Mo. And notice Dani was looking to climb the turnbuckles. Tasha cut her off with the pass. Rapid fire strikes. Tornado DDT. But not going for the cover. Could that have been a mistake, or did Tasha sense Holidead was too close? And if so, I'm not sure this will pay. Holidead just cuts Tasha's path off and dares her to leap into her arms. And that counter, that spine buster, debilitated. And with all three challengers down, the obligatory count of 10 begins. What happens if the inaugural women's title match ends in a three-way countout? We are at 6 as the athletes stir. And before anyone gets to their feet, they start swinging. Those vicious open hand strikes. Sees Holidead gaining the advantage. Back and forth, rapid fire. Double duck on the clothesline. Tasha and Dani from all sides. And the cutter. And now Dani and Tasha. The two left standing. Twist of fate, that's how Dani won her semifinal round match. And Dani Mo has done it again. History's been made here.
South Philly, history has been made. Here is your winner, the first ever earned new Battleground Women's World Champion, Dynamite Dani Mo.
Fans are throwing streamers. It's a celebration atmosphere at the 2300 Arena in South Philadelphia as Dani Mo achieves a dream, main eventing at one of the most famous wrestling buildings in the world and leaving her head held high, the very first Battleground Women's Champion. What a moment this has been. What a journey it has been for Dani Mo. So many thousands of miles, injuries, frustrations, sacrifices, but all worth it to achieve the here and the now. Not often you see respect like that shown by Holidead, but it speaks to the effort of Dani Mo and how undeniable she is. She earned this one, and even her biggest rival cannot take that away from her. Dani Mo has done it! Inaugural Battleground Championship Wrestling Women's title holder. Oh, what a journey we are in store for in 2024. What a special time it is here in our industry overall. What a special time it is here in Battleground. As you can sense that momentum, sold out crowd here tonight. WrestleMania weekend coming up in April. I can't wait to be a big part of it. I can't wait to be a big part of so many more to come. And Dani Mo will be one of the pillars, one of the cornerstones that this company continues to be built on. Well, fans, we want to thank you for being a part of this night and joining us live here at Title Match Network. My name is Joe Dombrowski. We will see you again on April 5th. Big doubleheader, Battleground and Tribute to the Extreme. Have a great holiday season. No matter what you celebrate, how you celebrate, do it safely and have a ball, my friends.
TitleMatchNetwork.com